Hello everybody, Jennifer Pearson here, Thistle Gypsy, and a bit more deck experimentation. So, I don't know where I saw this, but here it is. The portable Fortitude cards. Playing cards, and then what does it say? 54 talismans for home and abroad. So, and they do have playing card associations, but that's really not what they're about. So, Abacus Corvus artwork. Thank you for your order. So you can see they have a website there. I haven't checked it out to see if it's still up and going. You just never know. Perfectly fine cardstock, actually fairly stiff. And this is just kind of their publisher card, essentially. It's got the names of the people who are the kings and queens. So the kings and queens don't have the statement that goes with this deck, and the statement is protection from. So every card but the kings and the queens have a phrase that starts with protection from. So it's a deck for protection. So yes, and then it gives you who the people are. Some of them I don't know. I don't know Linda Berry. And I don't know Eduardo Galfano. Well, that's okay. So I'm just going to walk through the cards. Did I show you the backs? These are the backs. So I don't know why you would want them reversible, but they are reversible. And here we go. So we have this, I guess, is kind of an extra card because it doesn't have any suit association with it. Protection from, and you see there, what remains undone. And so a lot of these cards have the words sort of hidden in the picture, not so much like protection from. So I'll try to show you where they are if my webcam will accommodate me. So these are maybe a little broader than regular playing cards, but I think it's tall. I don't have any playing cards right with me. Let me hold it up with this. And there's, so this is the, mini, Centennial Mini. These cards have social commentary, which I like. So we have two jokers. So here is an oil slick and a pelican that has been caught in it, and you can see there's a pelican skull there. Protection from, so protection in one corner, from in the other, crippling despair. So yep, those of you who like shadow and dark stuff, we got it. Protection from, what is it? Comfortable delusions. So this is the delusion. You see the relationship there? We have the reality and the delusion. And here's our Virginia Woolf, or the king, actually. So we're doing a little gender bending. And Walt Whitman for the queen. And then for the jack, we have protection from, leaving a trail. So apparently the bird is eating the trail. Trail of seeds. Gotta love this one. Protection, where's our protection from? Protection from the abyss. It looks like a jellyfish, so apparently it's the briny deep is representing the abyss. And I guess that jellyfish is the dangerous things that reside therein. Protection from mind, come on, mind turning against your body. So yes, the mind thinking you should look a certain way and attempting to modify. I need to put these differently. Okay. Protection from standardized education. And protection from the impending flood. Now, I don't know who, I mean, this looks, not the, well, maybe even the umbrella, like some culture. I don't, so if anybody knows what this card is representing in terms of culture, let me know. If I can get my, there we go. It just looks so familiar. It looks familiar to me somehow. Protection from loss of voice. This one's very amusing. Protection from disturbed sleep. Look what's disturbing the sleep. I managed to pull off this. We had a tornado that was in the area and did not come near my house. Protection from structural collapse. May that continue for my situation. Protection from narcissism? Yes, protection from narcissism. Couldn't quite read it there. Getting obsessed with your own image. Protection from separation. Protection from self-sabotage. This is Victor Borges. I never knew how to, no, it isn't Victor, it's Jorge Luis Borges, or Borges. I don't know how to, I've never known how to pronounce his last name, and was thinking Victor Hugo, I think. Anyway, there you go. Zora Neale Hurston. And then, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be the dog or the thing that it's protecting from, but it says protection from, come on, do I have to cover up my face? Oh, come on. There we go. Protection from dangers only dogs sense. So I don't know if that's a dog sensing a danger or the thing that the dog is sensing. It's pretty wild. And I love it. Because sometimes, you know, your dog, not in my case because my dogs bark too much, your dog will bark. Sometimes it's just like a little yip in the night, like there's something out there, and it does begin to make you wonder what's going on. So protection from city planning. Yep. Maybe in the case of the United States, protection from border planning. That's been disrupting homes and properties. Protection from domestic strife. And I don't know Kali Yuga. Protection from Kali Yuga. What is Kali Yuga? Anybody want to, you know, so it looks like she's a blacksmith here, which is different than what I know. So I'm very curious about that. I love this one just because of my Lyme disease, not because I have fleas in my house. Thank goodness. Though we do sometimes have to fight other ants, roaches. Sometimes you have to stay ahead of it. Wasps. This is the American South. We have a wide variety of potential infestations. Protection from infestation. It looks like the infestation could also be deadbeat people, among other things. Protection from diseases of the skin. And I do think that this is a jab at people who get covered with tattoos. I do think that it is. And no pun intended there with the word jab. Just what came to mind. Protection from drudgery. And so the only two cards I would kind of pick nits about is that they have drudgery and they have ennui. And this looks as much like ennui as it is drudgery. So that is a little confusing. Protection from idle hands and empty mornings. So keeping yourself busy so your dogs and your kids don't get into trouble. I love this one. Protection from scarcity. Because you see the scarcity is putting this, I think it's a taper, is putting it in a dangerous, precarious situation. So I really love the implications that they've brought out in that card. Protection from garden pests. Yes. Gotta love this one. Most particularly, I suppose, if you actually live in the United States, although, well, I'm not sure if we're safer or not. Protection from the USA. Yep. Okay, so this is interesting. Oh, well, this has a quote from the person. So this is the Eduardo Galfano. And apparently he said this: the walls are the publishers of the poor. I'm guessing that that is a quote of his. And then for the Queen we have Hypatia. And I think they're indicating that she, and I think she was kind of a Greek patron saint of science. Can't remember, I don't have exactly my history on that. Protection from divine indifference. And I'm taking the kind of the whale to be the divine indifference here that could very well just rise up and engulf that person there. Protection from bicycle mishap. And I don't completely get this card. Bicycle mishap, yes. But the fact that the guy in the wheelchair has a sickle, I don't know, that's a little weird. Protection from scientists. Yep. And this, to look at it, is a little strange. It's actually, it looks like a Viking boat in the sea. It's protection from being led astray. And I'm not sure about these pentacles in the sky, but protection from being led astray. And certainly the ocean can lead you astray, but there's still some questions for me about that card. Protection from, oh, I had to get in my yawn, right? Protection from authority. And this looks like the captain of the previous ship. And protection from forgetting. So this is a little curious too, but my take on the illustration is that you're toting around everything so you won't forget. It also has 66 on that, one car, and so that makes me think of, in the United States, Route 66, which is an old route from, I believe, Chicago to LA. And it is a nostalgic, is considered a nostalgic journey to take, usually for bikers. Protection from predators. So I guess she's got them because she's got horns and she's got these little arrows pointing out. Protection from ennui. Yeah, I don't know. Ennui being boredom. And this one is amusing. And it's great to have some that are just plain amusing. Protection from rebirth as an insect. Scarabs, I believe, are a symbol, an Egyptian symbol of rebirth. And so protection from rebirth as an insect. So I love that one. That was when they were feeling a little silly. Protection from stagnation. Protection from the mojo hand. And you know what? I don't know. I've seen the mojo hand before, but I didn't know it was something that we needed protection from, so I'll have to look that one up. This king is Herman Melville. This queen is the person I don't know, Linda Berry. The Jack is protection from Puritans. Is that a great card or what? And the next one, prayer flags, protection from cynicism. At least that's what I take those to be, is prayer flags. The next one is very Edward Gorey, protection from objectification. Oh, come on. Somewhat creepy one, protection from courting in the grass. In other words, somebody who you cannot see clearly. Protection from the burden of dreams. So I'm not sure what that means. I mean, there's many different ways that dreams could be a burden in terms of setting up expectations for your life. If your dreams are aspirations, if the dreams are things that you have when you sleep, then the burden could be trying to figure them out. Or nightmares, of course. Protection from those who you love. Yes, we do need that sometimes. Protection from feeling left out when your friends haven't called, but you haven't called them either. I love that. So yeah, not fair to accuse them of not calling you when you also have not called them. And I love the old, the old phone, tin can phone. Protection from indoctrination. I think we all need that in just everyday life. Protection from binaries. And this I feel like I don't completely get. I feel like it has to do with computer coding or computer language. The binary system 10011111000. That system, I feel like that is what it's alluding to in part. Protection from doppelgangers. Who are you? Are you me? And lastly, protection from heartbreak. And it's got some language on there. Más fuerte, Fortitudo, Esperanza. So there it is. I love having this quirky deck. For me, this somehow goes with the surrender cards. They are stiff. But that's a good shuffle. But I have weak hands, so what's stiff for me might not be stiff for somebody else, but fairly robust cardstock. Oh yeah. So even I'm getting a good shuffle out of it. So I'll pull one just for the fun of it. But yeah, I could see these being paired with, I could see them being paired with Edward Gorey's Santide pack. I could see them being paired with the surrender cards. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, it's worth having. Protection from rebirth as an insect. I'm safe for the night. Alright, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.